Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm late on the video again, but you know what? Who cares? It's my videos, my journal. That's what matters most. Like I said yesterday. Anywho, yeah, I was gonna see about going out to work again tonight. Uh, but I think I'm gonna be holding off. We just got some massive storms in. I mean, torrential downpours. It started last night. It was a bit difficult trying to drive around as it was, let alone what we just went through with this. It's either that or I'm finally seeing it during the daylight hours. I'm not entirely too sure. But yeah, it's kind of nasty. And we are under flood warning for another 30 minutes. Not surprising, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it was pretty bad downpours. Kind of along the lines of what we would see out out there in Vegas during this time of year with the monsoons. And anyway, with looking at the radar and the projections for this evening, we have another line coming in that's going to be even worse. So I think it would be best if I just sit tight for today. Everything's taken care of as far as the car is concerned. That's set ready to go. I got all of my rides in that I needed to do because I have to do 30 a week, along with, of course, the payment itself in order to qualify for this weekly rental. So everything's set ready to go as far as that is concerned. I mostly wanted to go out there so I could see about getting some money back in the bank. It's like, oh goodness, with all of this that's been going on with me with these retrogrades and so forth, it's like, yeah, it's been a bit intense, to say the least. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna sit tight for now, and then see about going out tomorrow, picking it back up. See what happens. It was kind of interesting though with watching the radar. This is monsoons. Yeah. Because if you look at it, especially with what I was seeing, watching the progression with what's going to be happening tonight, it you can see it, all that monsoonal flow, because I mean, basically out there. All right, let me explain. Out there in the desert in the Southwest, the reason why this time of year is called monsoon season is because with the heat that is generated out there, it draws up a bunch of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Okay, well, that's exactly what's happening here. Same thing, you could see it. It's just shoop, right up here. It was like, that's very interesting. Okay, so I get why, and for whatever reason this year, it's my understanding that it normally isn't this wet. Maybe I have something to do with it. Maybe it's my energy. I don't know. Oh my goodness. But yeah, gosh, just driving around out there, looking at all the lakes, they're going to be cresting here soon if with all this rain we've had. I mean, big time cresting. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if the Mississippi further down the pike getting, 'cause I mean, she starts up here and then winds up exiting down there in the Gulf. And with all this rain we've had, that just makes the river it just shoots right straight down, all the way down there to the Delta. And that's one of the reasons why we wind up with flooding in the Midwestern states. or, basically, down there, or, further south is what I'm trying to say. Right there in the nation's midsection, basically. That's why you would wind up with the flooding a lot of times, especially if it wind up with pretty big snows up here, because all that snow melts, of course, and then it goes rushing down. So, I know I'm kind of rambling here. It's like, hello, if you can't figure that out by now, hello. Maybe you need to go back to elementary school. I'm being a bit sassy right now. By the way, happy Leo season. Another reason why I am being a little bit sassy. Leo is my rising sign. So, and I woke up this morning. It was the furthest thing from my mind, primarily because I woke up to my glucometer alarm going off, yelling at me, "Oh, you got a low sugar. Okay, I need to go take care of this." And then I came back to bed and I kind of tossed and turned a little bit or whatever, just kind of, that in-between zone or whatever. And, yeah, I just finally woke up, and then it was like, I don't know, I just woke up. I felt like there was this huge energy shift. Not even thinking anything astrologically or anything. It was just like this huge energy shift I felt inside of me, and I was just like, wow, I feel great. I feel cleansed. I feel, liberated, free, confident, and this and that and everything. Definitely sun card sort of energy that was inside of me. And I still feel that too. And then it dawned on me, oh, I just had the image of sunflowers popping into my head, and then it dawned on me. I'm like, oh, happy Leo season. So I don't know if any of you, I know that we've all been, at least in the spiritual community, those of us who follow astrology anyway, we have been waiting for Leo season big time, especially this Leo full moon, primarily because of what we've been going through, and I've been hearing it through several, these retrogrades have been intense. So, it feels good to know that, of course, you're not the only one. Yeah. If you're going through it, yeah, you're not the only one. We all are. We're all feeling it. We all have all of our crap being drummed up from inside of us right now. Between Mercury being in retrograde in Leo, and then we have Saturn and Neptune in retrograde in Aries, both having to do with basically the self. So yeah, a lot of, and then of course Chiron, I think he is in Aries, and I know he's about to go retro at the end of the month. And now we've entered into Leo season, and tomorrow is the Leo full moon. Leo new moon, which is all about that reset. So, yeah. And of course we have Lionsgate coming up too on the 8th. So, yeah. Big time resetting. And setting those intentions. Really follow your heart with things. Really look at your heart to be your guide right now. Listen to your heart. Don't listen to this. Don't listen to out there, as far as what people are telling you what you should do, like with your family, your friends. I mean, they're probably going to think that you're nuts, but who cares? This is about you, not them. This is about you and what you want. Yeah, it can be scary too, because you're going against that grain, but that's what makes life exciting. And that's the real adventure. Yeah, I've had a lot of adventures in my life, and I have no regrets about any of them. Because it has taught me. Yeah, I mourn. Don't get me wrong, as far as things that happen and so forth, things that I have lost or whatever. But as far as the decisions that I had made and so forth, I don't regret it. I don't regret any of them, because it has brought me to a better place, and I see that. And in several ways, I was living my life according to what other people were telling me, including my parents, and especially my mother. It's not what I wanted. It really isn't what I wanted. And I've allowed that to happen a lot throughout my life. But now, I'm the one who's dictating on what's best for me. And I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. So, anywho, yeah, I'm going down that road. I'm loving it. And I'm looking forward to finding out where it's going to take me. So, get those intentions ready. It starts tomorrow. That's the 24th. Or, the 24th. In case you're watching this a little bit later. So, and then by the time Lionsgate comes around, So, but yeah, this is awesome. And I actually was looking forward to going out there work, even though I'm a little bit tired and everything. I was just like, yeah, let's go out there and everything. But after looking at the radar, I'm like, I don't think it would be such a good idea. That's okay. One positive thing, too, that happened last night. It was a bit slow last night, too. And I was out there for almost 11 hours to make the same amount of money that I usually do. But it was just, and I saw that right from the start. And part of it, too, was because I kept getting this feeling that Spirit, Archangel Michael, they were keeping me up here. I do make better money when I'm further south. But I was just like, I'm being kept north for a reason. And I just had a feeling I knew why storms were coming. And they were coming in a little bit early. They weren't supposed to really hit until today, but they hit last night, especially late last night. And once I started seeing the lightning, well, I was seeing the clouds, but it was like, okay, whatever. But once I started seeing the lightning, and I could feel, again, one of my earlier videos I had done a few weeks back, when I wound up caught kind of in between two storm systems or whatever. And they did wind up spawning a couple of tornadoes, and I was kind of caught in between that. And I mean, there was so much energy, I could actually feel it going through my body, and I was kind of feeling that again last night, because there was just a lot of energy, and man, it was just torrential downpours again. And it was funny because I was, when it started, I was on my way to pick up an order from a place, or not the same place, but one of those chains anyway, that I had wound up getting caught up in a similar rainstorm. I think it was last Sunday, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before or something like that. And no, yeah, last Tuesday. That's what it was, last week Tuesday. And I mean, it was just torrential downpours. And it was funny because last night I wound up in kind of that same situation, heading to that same chain, only of course different location. And I was just like, oh, we're doing this again. Okay. It's like, all right, I guess we're doing some healing work there too. Why not? So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun last night. And then at one point, I pulled into the drive-through for one. It was a fast food place, and I mean the rain. It was, here I am. I'm sitting. I have my window open. I have to have my window open. And the rain is just piercing, this way, and unfortunately I'm having to have my window open. I'm trying so I can relay the information to them in there, and they're like, "What was the name again? Hold on, let me check." And I'm like, "People, I am sitting here getting drenched. Come on." The name is Charles. Come on. How much? Oh my gosh. Okay, we gotta pull up. Good. Fortunately, to get the drive-through window had an overhang or whatever, so I could have the window, so I could at least open the window. And then it was so funny too, because there was a apartment complex, several apartment buildings. Excuse me. It was actually my first one where that was a gated community that I've actually come across. But there was a guard shack there, but it's not occupied, or at least not at nighttime anyway. But it just has a little panel or whatever. You punch in the code, and then the gate opens. And pull in, and it's so funny because the person kept texting me, "Oh, make sure you use this one." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I'm from guard-gated heaven." Of course, I know she doesn't know that, but still, it was like, oh, this is ridiculous. And it was even more ridiculous because I get in there and I find the building, and you have to use another pin in order to get into the building. It's like, okay, people, paranoid. Ugh, people, whatever. If somebody wants to get in, they will. All right, I get it. It's supposed to help to deter or what have you, but whatever. I don't see the point. But anyway, that's my own thing. But anyway, the reason why I mention it is I pull up and the front entrance to these buildings, they kind of look like hotels, where you pull up and you have like the valet section. It has the part overhead and so forth. It kind of reminded me of that a little bit, with the unloading zone, basically. And it was funny because that part, that's overhanging or what have you, isn't attached to the building. So, and it's where the keypad is at. So in order for you to get in there, you have to stand in the rain, basically, punching in the code. I'm like, what sense does this make? Especially if you're a resident. It's like, yeah, I want to stand in the middle of the rain in order to be able to get into my whatever. Ugh. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just thought it was funny. But yeah, I think it would be best if I just sit this one out at least today, and we'll see about tomorrow, because this what's coming still is pretty treacherous. So, and then again, who knows? It may wind up being okay or whatever. But from what I'm seeing, and it was so steamy out there after the rains had stopped. I still wound up having to keep my windshield wipers going because it just kept fogging up the outside of my window. Plus, I had to drive around with my windows open and have the front window defogger going all at the same time in order to keep my windows from fogging up both inside and outside. It was like when I would try and close the windows or turn off the defogger or turn off the windshield wipers, everything was just fogging right up again. So yeah, it was pretty steamy out there, and well, we were under a heat advisory yesterday, so yeah, it didn't surprise me to see all that steam. It was just rolling off the pavements. Yeah, it's still out there, a lot of thunder. So, but anywho, I love it. I can't help it. I think it's awesome. Absolutely love all this weather. Yeah, I think it's wonderful. And I don't mind not having a raincoat or anything. I don't. And the way yeah, sitting there at the drive-through, but I mean, that was pretty bad. I mean, really bad, and it was just coming right in at me or what have you, But going outside, walking around in it or whatever, like having to be running inside to grab somebody's order or dropping it off or what have you, it's not as bad. Yeah, there it goes again. It's starting to rain again. It's kind of stopped briefly, but it's coming down again. Running, like I said, running inside or dropping somebody's order off or what have you, it's not so bad. But when you're sitting there, and especially when you got somebody hem-hawing around, where it seems like they are purposely taking their time. Oh my goodness. It was just like, can we hurry up, please? I don't know. Well, when you get back in your car, you expect it to be dry. You don't want to be in wet and then inside your wet vehicle. I get it. It makes sense. Anyway. So, but anywho, yeah, it's been a lot of fun since with today and so forth. But I haven't minded it. I really haven't. So, but yeah. So anyway, in the meantime, I figure I can work on my sewing. I can work on maybe writing some things down that I have in my head. Start getting things down on paper or what have you. And looking at some things, and also getting caught up on a little bit of sleep. I realize I probably won't be getting a whole heck of a lot of sleep because I'm a bit wired, as you can tell. Man, it just feels good though. It just feels really good. So, yeah. Ooh, that was a nice little stroke of lightning there. I love it. I absolutely love this weather. And I know, I've said it many times, I'm such a weather bug. Oh, there it goes. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, the thunder in the background. But I love it. I absolutely love it. So, anywho, yeah, and I need to clean her box today because trash day is tomorrow, and swap out the water and the flowers and so forth. I know I was sitting here looking at the one rose. It looks like it might be, ooh, yeah. If we don't lose our power, we'll consider ourselves lucky. And I was about to say something, but I think I'll keep my mouth shut because I don't see much in the way of wood. Oh, wait a minute, there is wood around the molding. So, and I'd much rather be here home for her too, just in case. And I would love to be able to just sit back and enjoy it without having to worry about being in it. Oh, that's what else I was going to mention, too. The USA Cup is still going on. I think they're in the finals or what have you. It's something to do with kids soccer. And that's sponsored by Target. And that's still going on. And I don't think they're going to be doing that today. Another thing that I don't think is going to be happening today either, which I forgot to mention, is the PGA Cup is in town. Right here, close by, like 5 minutes from here. One of the golf courses that's actually over there by the soccer fields. So yeah, it's a little bit of a mess over there. Or has been for the last couple of weeks now. Or a week and a half at least. Yeah, that's all been going on. Too, I think it started Sunday, the PGA Cup. So yeah, I was actually started off kind of over in that area working, or at least I wound up over in that area, working. And there's all sort of signage over there, telling people, at least drivers, where to go to pick up for the ride sharing, and parking in this lot and that lot and this and that. And of course, police are all over the place and so forth over there as well. So, but yeah, if you're interested in that, have fun. Especially with the weather. But yeah, I realize that golfers are oh, excuse me, are hardcore people, but that can be a bit dangerous, especially when you're holding a piece of metal. What was it? Was it Caddyshack or whatever? There's the one guy who was, I don't remember which movie it was. It was back in the 80s. It may have been Caddyshack. I don't remember. But anyway, he was out there in the middle of a storm still, and the storm was getting worse, still golfing. And in the end, I think he holds up his one of his clubs or whatever and gets struck by lightning because, hello, you're holding metal. I mean, even your shoes with the spikes, that's metal. Hello. Oh my goodness. What can I say? Crazy. But, anywho. And, also I forgot to mention Star Trek! New season 3 premiered last week. I just watched the first episode. I have had so much happen over the last year. Good thing I watched a recap, because I had no idea. I don't remember any of it. To tell you the truth, I think I'd be better off going back and rewatching season 2, because I don't remember any of it. But then again, there's not a whole lot that I do remember from last year. There's certain things, of course, I do remember. But as far as that is concerned, but for most things, I just plain flat out don't remember. And that I would normally remember, because I'm a huge fan of Star Trek. But I don't remember the season at all. It's like, okay, good thing I'm watching the recap here. Oh my goodness. So... But anywho, yeah. But yeah, that has premiered. And first episode is good. It's like, all right, awesome. And I could sit here and watch the second one, and then we'll have the third episode probably, excuse me, coming out at midnight tonight. Anywho, that's all I can think of at this point in time. There's one other thing, but I made a promise I would not mention that. So we will go from there. All right. So that's all I can think of at the moment. But anywho, I hope that you guys have a great day and a great start to Leo season. And I hope that your retrogrades are getting better, getting through them, learning your lesson, seeing the growth happening, and so on and so forth. All right. I do love you guys. I'll talk to y'all soon. Love you.